Okay. Uh, Thank you very much, all joining for the second season. So today we are going to discuss about solution architect role in process analysis. So what is the main responsibility in process identification? The solution architect will do. And before going to the agenda, I just want to, I would like to go through my profile once. So myself, Yesu Raju, I have overall 9+ years of work experience, and currently I'm working as a solution architect in Wells Fargo, Hyderabad. And I have worked with different clients and different domains like healthcare, banking, and utilities. And I have developed more than 100 bots. And I help the people to transform into the digital transformation, and then I lead the UiPath offshore team in my company. And yeah, I'll I would like to introduce my co-speaker, Nikhilesh.
Yes, so let me video. So hi everyone, this is Nikhilesh Sathyavarapu. So I'm the other speaker for today. So about myself quickly. Sorry. I'm having around 9+ years of IT experience and currently working at Sutherland Global as Associate Manager for IPA and RPA in the digital transformation. And I am the official UiPath chapter lead for Hyderabad from last 4 years. And I've been an active community member and community speaker and content creator of UiPath community from last 5 to 6 years. And I help in growing the organizations and digital transformation journeys, and I trained and transformed the people, students, later IT professionals into RPA. So please feel free to connect with me over LinkedIn, or please do follow me on YouTube. My YouTube channel name is also same, Nikhilesh Sathyavarapu. And yeah, that's all about me. Thank you.
Okay. Coming to today's agenda, so we are going to discuss about synergy of solution architect and the business analyst, and techniques used for process identification, feasibility and design, followed by Q&A and the quiz also. So let's just quickly jump into the synergy of solution architect and the business analyst.
Yes. So basically, sorry if I'm audible.
Yeah, you're audible. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So what is the synergy? Mainly, what is the synergy between a solution architect and a business analyst? So in the simple term, I can tell synergy means a collaboration. So basically, when we are into a process automation, so there are multiple people involved in the process automation: business analysts, solution architect, technical managers, developers, SMEs, stakeholders, all these things, right? So when we are in a synergy means, so the business analyst will be the main person who will be involving in the requirement gathering, who will be involving in the discovery phase, pre-discovery phase, post-discovery phase, and he will be collecting the all the requirements from the stakeholders, or we can call customers, from the scratch, and he will be understanding the requirements in a functional way. He will assess the process, so we call feasibility. He will do the feasibility analysis or feasibility study of the each process. He understand the basics of the process, and he understand the pain points of the customers, and he will try to grab the opportunity to automate the process. First of all, when we went to a customer, so immediately we cannot tell that it can be automatable, it is the right candidate for automate. For doing that, we need to do lot of R&D, and we need to do lot of feasibility study, and then only we will understand this process can be automatable or not. Then how come this solution architect and a business analyst will be synergized or collaborated? When he went to in a requirement gathering, the business analyst will be understanding the functionality things of the process, and he will assess the process in a functional way, and he sits with the solution architect or the technical team, solution architect team. He understands the process, in he gathers all the inputs or outputs from the things, and he will deliver, sit with the solution architect, and the solution architect will identify the complete pain points of the customers, and he will be suggesting the technical way around for the automation process, and how he will be delivering or how he will be achieving the customers pain points or how he will be achieving the complete automation. So he will be taking care of the responsibility of the technical things. For example, if he want to suggest a process which is having a digitization, so he will be thinking that whether it is we required OCR technique, whether we required a document understanding technique, whether we require a another OCR engine technique, he will be taking care that, and we sit together and we create the documentation. Again, solution architect give the inputs to the business analyst, and business analyst will be the bridge between the barrier between the technical team, so-called developer team, and the so-called stakeholders like customers. He will be creating the gap, and he will be getting all the information access wise, the process wise, and the feasibility wise case studies. And so these four people will see. So business analyst will create the as is documentation. So as is means, as you all know, the same process, the manual process which the SMEs, the subject matter experts is doing on a daily basis. He will create the as is map, and he sits with the solution architect to create the to be map. The to be map, so called, is called as a the robotic process automation map. So he will understand the exceptions, business exceptions, system exceptions, and both will combinationally sit and together, and they will work together and synergize together to work on the things and get the things ready. So while the business analyst and solution architect are very predominant roles, they play very predominant roles from the start phase, the requirement gathering phase, to the development, testing, UAT, and deployment, and delivering the processes. Though these collaboration with the journey of a business analyst and the technical team, the so-called solution architect team, will goes on from the scratch to the delivery. So what I conclude is like, so definitely if a process automation process we pick, definitely here the process team required the business analyst, definitely, and there should be a solution architect, and there definitely obviously will have a developer team. So it's a team effort, and it's a team goal to achieve the customer business, and we make them happy with their ROI and all. So that's from me, and Raju has one of the important I think scenario. So
Yeah. So the synergy between solution architect and business analyst, as Nikhilesh discussed. So I know there was a story. There was a team. He actually, the team and the team members, they actually worried about what they are manually doing everyday work, and just a moment, it will better. Yeah. So if you can see in this picture, so the team is very much worried about what they are doing a day to day, the boring task, and they are unable to achieve the task, and highly repetitive task, and they are worried about the client escalations. Why? Because they have a huge number of volumes, and they are unable to deliver on time, and whatever they are delivering, it is not 100% efficient. And even the manager, you can see the manager reaction also, he is not happy with the team. Why? Because whatever the team delivering, he's not satisfied. Whatever he's getting the escalations from the team, from the client team. And the work, if you see the work, it is the same work and the repetitive work, high manual works. And the frustrated client is here. So if they have a team, they want to get out of the situation or get rid of the situation, and they don't know what to do. And there is an initial discussion is happening within the team, and who can help us on this particular situation. And one of the team member, he said like, I know some persons who can help us on this situation. And here comes the BA and SA. BA stands for business analyst, as you know, like SA stand for solution architect. So I will correlate this situation. We have a BA here, Nikhilesh, as I'm working as a solution architect. So Nikhilesh, can we work together and deliver the best product to solve their manual problems?
yes. So when this kind of situations, or when this kind of automation opportunities we get, so the business analyst team, me and my team, will go to the stakeholders, the
Mhm.
customers, and they will take the complete manual processes, and they will understand the processes, and they give the confidence that to the customers, if the process is automatable, they will give the confidence that we can automate this process, we can deliver this process, and we can be get you more ROI. All these things we will discuss with the customers, and will understand the pain point, identifying the pain point, and we will be understanding their overall business and the business units. And coming to the processes also, there might be multiple processes, so there might be multiple units, and there might be multiple exceptions. So how this can be done and how this can be achieved, so we will explain in the next slides. So when we sit with the customer, so definitely the business analyst, if you see the image, the business analyst and the customer will synergize and will take care about the requirements and will capture the requirements. So we call discovery phase or a requirement gathering phase. Discovery phase also we have pre-discovery phase and the post-discovery phase. In the pre-discovery phase, we'll identify the processes, will identify the business understandings, and we'll see the pain. Once the post discovery in the sense, we got to know that this process can be automatable, and we feel that this process can be achieved through automation or RPA, and we decided to process to automate. For example, in the pre-discovery we have 10 processes. 10 customer said these 10 processes we have a lot of manual effort, these 10 processes having lot of human errors, this 10 processes having lot of transactions. But when we sit with the being business analyst and my team sit with the customers, we will understand, because customer may think every process can be automatable, but when we came into the picture, the RPA team came into the picture, we will only understand how many processes can be automated. From the 10 we will see how many can be automatable. For example, 5 are automatable. In the 5 also, again we will see which are low hanging fruits, which can be developed or tested very fast, and which can give you more ROI, and we will be focusing on that. And again we will sit with the business solution architect team, and he will be analyzing the technical feasibility.
Yeah. So as a solution architect, so I mean, as a BA, you worked on the business and get the requirements, you documented. Yeah, I verified your document. And as a solution architect, so I'll be checking all the technical possibility and what is my in-house available tools for the automation. And I'll coordinate with the other teams. If you see in this picture, as a solution architect, this guy actually interact with the more than one team. Why? Because he is not only dealing with this one client or only a client to get the requirements. Anyhow, the requirements is already captured by BA. But what a solution architect can do here is, so he'll be interacting with the other teams. For example, the requirements of the functional requirement and non-functional requirement comes into the picture, where like infra related, if you want anything infra related, you will be interacting with the infrastructure team. And if it is application related issues or application related, if you want any APIs or already created APIs, you will be interacting with the API team. And if you are dealing with any database and you have already some stored procedure that can be used for your automation, to make your automation scalable and faster, and which can generate a rapid ROI. So it is, as a solution architect, what I'll think is, so if I automate this process, this manual process, is it giving a rapid ROI? And are we saving in terms of any cost or manual effort or exception handling? Why exception handling is, each and every exception, it's called as, it actually deals with the money. So if you save the exceptions or the errors also, that is actually saving. So what we can save after automating this process. So if I take this scenario, the business requirements, everything is clear. As a technical wise, I can see this is clear, Nikhilesh. So we can go and automate this process, and yeah, we can. I'm good to go for automation.
Yes. So once this solution team given the complete technical feasibility also, and as my team, my business analyst team thought functionally it is good, and once we sit with the solution team, and solution team also finalize the automation processes. So we finalized the automation, we completed the requirement, we documented the requirement, the process automation, and we take the sign off of the requirement. So we created the documentation like a PDD documented the SDD document, and we went for the development phase, and we got the development done, and we have got the testing done, and we got the UAT done, and we have deployed the processes also. And finally, if you see, we have successfully automated their manual processes. We have successfully covered their pain points into a successful fruits. And the next reaction, if you see, the customers are happy, the clients are happy, and the business teams are happy, and so-called SME, the stakeholder management team, the SME subject matter experts, who are getting main things which are not able to do in their RO, which are not able to do their things in the manual processes, the repetitive processes, error-prone processes, human errors, everything is solved now, and they are very happy now. And this can be achievable, the collaboration between the collaboration between a business analyst, the collaboration between a business analyst and the stakeholders or the customers, and the business analyst along with the technical team, and business analyst along with the complete developer team. So this can be achieved, and finally we achieved. If you see, the reactions are very happy. And yes, this is about the synergy, and this is about the collaboration.
Yeah. So moving on to the next topic, techniques used for process identification. So what are the main techniques we will use in order to take any process for automation? So the solution architect, he'll say this is a good candidate for automation. So based on what he will say, this is a good candidate for automation. So the first one, initial process assessment, business checklist, technical checklist, and complexity measurement. How we will measure the complexity, we can see. And the first one, so IPA, initial process assessment. So as a solution architect, so what I'll be seeing, what is the potential of this automation, and what is the complexity, and is this scenario is just for a small POC, or are we doing an end-to-end automation, and what are the best benefit we are getting out of this automation, what is the best ROI we're getting it. And moving on to the next one, what is the business checklist for process identification. So here it is very important, what are the business side points. As a solution architect, you have to look, once you satisfy all these things, then only you can go and say like, you can consider this particular process for automation. So the first one, so whatever the process you are picking, so that process should be highly manual and repetitive. So why highly manual and repetitive? So if it is a very small process, if it is not the repetitive process, maybe one person can sit and he can complete it. Why the automation is required? If it is a huge volume, and when you have a repetitive thing, same things doing and again, when you see the like we have seen in the previous example, so the team is very worried about what they are doing, the same thing, repetitive task they are doing, and they are unable to achieve the targets. So in that case, we will consider this for automation. And the next one, the process, whatever you're picking, that should be a rule-based process. So what do you mean by rule-based? So rule-based means, so whenever the manual team, they are processing anything, for example, I'm taking one example. So you have to log into SAP, copy some data and put it into Excel. You've considered this as a process. So what the manual team, they will do, they will log into SAP, navigate to some screen and copy that data and paste it to somewhere else, and they will store it in share drive or something. So all this process, they will be having some rules how to do and what are the sheets they have to copy. So it should be it should be a rule based. Why rule based? When you have the rules only, automation, it will be easy for us to do, like or else how we will specify what the bot needs to do. So that's about the rule based. And coming to the next one, process with low exception rate. Why you have to pick the process with low exception rate? So if the existing manual process already going through the exception due to the application issues or the process changing issues, any other issues already there. So if you automate also the process, it is keep on changing, or the application is already down, or it's a legacy application. So if you automate also, like manually also you are having the problem, when you automate also the problems will be the same. So it is always better to pick a process which is having low exception rate. And coming to the next one, so the whatever you pick it out, the input should be in a standard readable form, bot readable form. So we can go with unstructured also. If you go with the document understanding and NLP models, we can read the data, and we can design some framework related stuff, we can do that. But why we are saying like pick the standard electronic inputs, or Excel, or digital PDF, it will be easy for a developer, or we can generate a rapid ROI in a very less time. So as a company, or as a client side, they will be looking about like they won't be worried about what the tools you are using, or what the OCR techniques, or what are the other things you will be using. They will be worried about their whatever their business process, we are able to do it or not in a quicker way. So it will be always good if you go for standard electronic readable input. And coming to the next one, you should have a high volumes in order to automate. Why? Because if it is very low volumes, and if you're processing in a month, in a year, only once or twice, so that won't actually make sense. You are investing something on the bot as a license and other things. If you are not getting any benefits out of to the bot, it is not suggestible to go for automation. And you have to pick the bot with the low complexity. The complexity measurement and all we will discuss in the next slides. But if it is it will be always good for picking a low complexity process, and pick a process which is very stable. Why? Because imagine you have already developed a process, and you deployed that into production. So one couple of months it is run fine, because the process is same. After a couple of months, the business team, the process got changed. So bot, no use of the bot, because if you run the bot also it will fail, and it is not a use for the development team and the process team also. So better you just check with them. So is this process is going to any changes or not, a stable process or not, like since how long they are doing this process, what are the major changes they have made till now. So you can go, the small changes, it will be there here and there. If you see like Chrome extensions or edge changes, if they have to any application level changes, home page changes, those changes will be there, like because automation in the sense like it will be keep on will be doing some CRs based on whenever the application changes, or that will be there. I'm not talking about that. But entire process got changed, or half of the process got changed, it is no use to pick that process and automate. And coming to the next one, process performed by the large teams, you have to you have to pick a process. Why? Because if one person if it is doing a imagine one process is there, and entire organization only one person is doing that process. So if you automate that process, only that one person will be benefited. Apart from that, no one will be benefited. And you can tell that better you only work on that. Why? Because so you are investing some amount on it's like you are investing your effort and cost related stuff, everything, and but you are not getting any benefits out of it. So it will be better the process which is handled by larger team. If you automate, entire team will be benefited. And time consuming, if the process is manual process is taking much time, when you introduce a bot over there, what will happen, like bot so through manually, what will happen, if you are navigating or switching between the profiles, you might be looking here and there and copying, pasting, switching between the profile, it will take some time. But whereas when you deal with the bot, you just read all once, and then whatever the data you can paste in the target application. So it will be done in once, and a lot of time will be saving. So manual consumption is time consumption is heavy, but when you deal with the bot, we can reduce some the hours over there. So it will always be good when uh, check that what is the time consuming manual process it is doing. If it is the same, the bot is doing the same and the manual effort also taking the same time, it is not good to take that process for automation, because you are not saving anything. So that is a business checklist what we have to check before taking any process for automation. What we call this as uh, business checklist. And the next one is technical checklist. So till now we discussed about in a business perspective. So what are the volumes? What are the data? All the business related we discussed. But now we are going to discuss about technical perspective. As a solution architect, what you have to see if this particular process is good candidate for automation or not. So the technical perspective, the first one, how many number of screens or the steps it is involved, you have to check it out. And then what is the input data volume? So like what type of input you are getting it, and what type of automation it is. So based on the types of automation also, your complexity will vary here and there. Why? Because for mainframes it will be different, and from OCR it will be different. If you're working with Citrix application, it will be different, and web application it will be different. Why? Because I'll say like automating web application is easier than automating the OCR. So why? Because you, most of the times we have the available tools or document understanding OCR techniques we have, but it is not sure 100% you will get the detailed information whatever you require. In that case, like we will actually see like what type of automation it is, and what are the business exceptions and how we will handle. So as a solution architect, first of all, you have to understand the business, what is their pain points, why they are coming for automation, and when it comes for automation, what is the possible business exception. Sometimes if they deal with Excel or PDF, so sometimes data will be there or data will not be there, and you have to very careful about, or like very keen about each and every small point also, coming to the business perspective. And coming to the next one, what type of applications you are interacting. Is that the web application, Windows application, or legacy applications, or the whatever it is, you should be taking care of those. And large variations and scenarios, if you have a large variations and scenarios, that is a good candidate, you can go and pick that, because only one scenario, it is not good. If you have a more scenarios, then you will be benefited more. Why? Because bot can do anything that you have trained. So you can train the bot, and you can achieve that all the various scenarios. And through the bot, what are the SLAs, what is the client SLA. So sometimes what will happen, through one bot maybe you won't be able to achieve the SLA. Then you go with the multi-bot architecture, and there you will be introducing the other bots what's doing the same task, and you will be able to achieve the SLAs and reporting. So how entire process is done. Once the entire process is done, how your reporting your entire execution or logs related stuff, that needs to be taken care. And the coming to last one, realistic timelines are the estimates. So how you can give the realistic timelines and estimates. So first of all, as a solution architect, you should understand the process first, and go and do the process manually once before assessing the complexity of the process. And then if you whatever the timelines you give, it will be nearer to realistic timelines. Like most of the times, whatever the estimate you give, you won't be able to achieve it. I mean, it's like it depends on the client. Why? Because why I said like you will achieve it if you didn't find any changes in the application. If you didn't find any changes from the business, you will be able to achieve. But what are the major challenges as a solution architect or the dev team will face is like whatever the test data won't be available in the lower environment, maybe access related issues. So it will actually make your timelines it will actually impact your timelines. Initially, you thought like you will get all the access, and all the test data will be available, and once you automate for the QA testing and the UAT testing, all the data will be ready. But real time, it's not like that. Maybe a client will go for any vacation, and we have to wait for they come back, and once they come back, only you will be able to perform your UAT, and post that you will be moving on to the next phases. So the estimates, it will vary. Why? Because it depends on all the possible scenarios in the real time. And coming to the complex measurement, so how you will measure a complex of automation. So we have three types of complex. As I already said, it will be better to pick a low complex automation. So low, medium, and high. So in the low, so if number of applications are involved is 1 to 2, then that will be considered as low. And it is if it is 3 to 4 or greater than 5, it will be as high. In between, it will call it as medium. And coming to number of screens involved, if it is 1 to 4, it will be low. If it is greater than 40, it will be high. In between, it is called it as medium. And coming to business rules and logic scenarios involved, if it is less than 5, then that is considered as low. If it is greater than 50, it will be considered as complex, and like means like high. So anything is between, it is called medium. So you can see the point here. It is when automation, it is having an image base or the Citrix or VDI. So then that is automatically calculated as a complex. Why? Because we deal with the positions and images. So that's what about the complexity measurement. And moving on to the next one, feasibility and design. So the feasibility and design, what is a solution architect main role here? So we'll see. The first one, requirements gathering and process maps, what he will do in while PDD and SDD, client management and the benefits. So the first one, so as you guys already know, so requirements gathering part most related to business analyst, but at the same time, as a solution architect, we are also play very critical role. Why? As a solution architect, business analyst, he'll be thinking on only functional perspective. So he'll be we can take only one application is there or two application is there. When you see that it rules are similar, we can go for automate. But as a solution architect, you already know about what in-house availability you have or automation. For example, you have a UiPath tool right now with you, and what is the client application. So you will be seeing the client application, and in the requirements gathering phase, you should be very much you should pay very attention throughout each and every requirement. Why? Because for client perspective, if we say one word, it will be a straight word. So you can copy data from, you can perform a VLOOKUP, or you can copy data from this Excel. But coming to the board perspective, if you want to perform a VLOOKUP, you have to specify what are the columns you have to do for VLOOKUP, and what is the sheet, where that sheet is located. As a developer, so you should be thinking like, if you are a developer, so what are the things you require in the that input data, or whatever the client is required. So you should be very specific about getting that particular data, and then you will be coordinating with the business analyst, stating that, okay, you have done the PDD, that is well and done, well, good, but these steps also need to be included, and these steps also need to be signed off before we go for development, or before we go for the next step. Why? Because you know that what is the practical problems it will occur in the real time, as you have already seen the similar scenarios. So here, you as a solution architect, whatever comes into your mind, any questions related to application, any questions related to the business, anything you can ask to the client. Why? Because when you understand entire process only, you will be able to give perfect solution to the client. Then only the client will be happy. Or else, if you take off of the requirement, and once that is done, if you go to the client and if you show to them, so what will happen? in the UAT call or other call, they will be saying, oh, no, we have not asked for this one. We said something else. So this will happen. So as a solution architect, you should be ready enough, and you should be coordinating with business analyst in the requirements gathering part. And coming to the process maps. So here the process maps. So first you will be like, what will be the input, and what are the system exceptions or the business exceptions we are getting it, and that is documented properly or not. What are the estimates we will discuss here. And I will take you through the next slide, and I'll explain here. So here, what is PDD and SDD? So the PDD stands for process definition document. So process definition document, that is done by business analyst. But what he do, he actually captures the as is process. What do you mean by as is? So as is process in the sense what the business team they are doing manually every day. So that process, it is called as is process. And the business analyst is responsible to capture that process in detail along with the screenshot. Why screenshot? When a developer, if I read the line, I won't be able to understand, go to that application, capture some data over there. So if I see the screenshot, then only I'll be able to understand what I need to do. So while preparing the PDD, you are also solution architect, also part of that PDD preparation. You will be giving your inputs to the business analyst to your level to, and it will be helpful for the developers. When any developer sees that, he should be able to understand before going to the development. So coming to this PDD part, so like, what are the things it will be involved into the PDD? So what are the transactions load, what are the business exception, system exception might come, and we have some assumptions. For example, if you are saving some data into some shared location, so what will be the shared path, and all the business related data, like what is the exact process we are going to automate. Entire things will be mentioned into the PDD. So that is actually what is the business process, and we capture that business process. So business analyst will be capturing it, and will be helping to the business analyst to get it done, get it signed off before going to the process development. And coming to the next one, this is SDD. So SDD stands for solution design document. So this solution design document, how this SDD will be helpful. So what are the things will be taken care? As you know, what the manual team is doing, and what is your approach to automate. So that you specify in the SDD through a diagram. So you can go to Visio or any tool. So you just the UML diagrams, right? Maybe you might read about the UML diagrams. It will be like you will be having a decision box and all the things. So like what you are performing. So how the input is coming, and what are the conditions you are checking, and what are the outputs you are generating. Everything will be mentioned here, and that is what is your automation approach will be discussed in SDD. And here in the SDD, you can include some process optimization technique, maybe process mining, and then you can scale up the things here using process mining stuff. That is about PDD and SDD, very high level. And coming to the client management. So out of all this, client management, or maintaining a good relationship with the client is very much important. Why? Because you are not only doing only one automation and this is done. It is not like that. So you should be very transparent to the client, and what is happening, or if you have any impediments with application, or whatever the issues you are having, if you feel free to reach out him. And if you are saying what are the timelines, or we are able to achieve the timelines or not. If you are not achieving, what will be the reason? If it is a pending from their side, maybe a test data side or application access side, whatever it is. So if you are maintaining a good relationship with him from the starting to till delivery, so you will be doing the more automations with them, right? If you're doing or not doing, he will be happy to with whatever you're doing, and he will be able to answer to their team. So because one process it is coming to automation means it's not an easy thing. So the lot of teams and lot of decisions are taken, and so many people they have to answer. So they should know what is happening with the automation or in progress from starting requirements to till deployment. So if you keep them posted in every phase, so they will be happy and they will be habituated. And one more thing, sorry. So you should train the customer or train the client, or like saying that they might be thinking as a business people, they don't know about anything technical. So they will be thinking whatever the process they have that can be automated. But once you started journey with them, once you say like what are the possible things and what is not possible things, so they will only come back to you and saying that okay, we have a similar process like this, can you automate? Like that we can generate more automations when you have a good relationship with client. Yeah. Sorry guys. So what are the main benefits you will get it using RPA feasibility assessment? So the main benefit, first one, as you will be having a good knowledge, a business knowledge, you will be getting it. And so what is business continuity, plan stability? So when you are automating that, maybe other team till it will be delivered, some team has to manually work on that process, right? Like what is the continuity plan, and are we getting a faster ROI or rapid ROI or not, and what are the faster go live? So these are all the benefits we will get it in the feasibility stage. And moving on to the next one, so each and every process, maybe not for the automation, in a common terms, so we have some do's and don'ts every process. Similarly, we have a do's and don'ts for automation while picking that also. The first one, before picking for any process as a solution architect, first you have to do the technical feasibility. Why technical feasibility is, you are not sure how the client application might behave. So sometimes you feel like, okay, it's look like a web application, okay, it can be automated. Don't assumption. So don't go for assumptions. It is always better go and perform some technical feasibility, and then you can understand, okay, how much complex it is actually. So if you go for the web one, or like legacy applications, or CRM, SAP, Salesforce, if you go with that, so one application and another application behavior might be different. Sometimes you have to collaborate between the one application and another application. There might be one scenario. So the recent automations I've done, so what happened is you have to interact with the web application and go and download some report, and go to some legacy application, whatever the downloaded report, you have to upload the report over there. But the problem with this the legacy application is, you have some certificate issues and the pop-up issues. It is the home page won't load properly, and you until you handle all the pop-ups. So if you see as an application, you won't be able to identify that problem is occurring or not. So that is the reason why go and perform feasibility and technical feasibility before going to measure your complexity or before going to automate. And the next one, so if you have a very good pipeline, or you have a huge automation, directly don't go for automation. Better you just pick some piece of applications or one or two screens and perform some POC. So why? Because if it is a new client and they don't know about automation, directly if you are going to that entire end-to-end automation, so they have to wait for so long and they don't know what you guys are doing. But if you show some POC them, what will happen? So they will see, and they will feel that, okay, automation, if you are doing 2 days work, or if you're doing work long hours, and automation doing is very quickly with no errors, okay, better we go for all other process also automation. So they will think something like that. Why? Because they have seen the POC and they can trust you and the bot. So that's about it. It will be always better you do a POC rather doing end-to-end automation for the new clients or the already existing clients. If they knows, uh, if you're interacting with the new application also, do a POC. Why? Because you are not sure. So what might happen? Yeah. Coming to the next one. So whatever the client gives all the information, that should be documented in the PDD. If you mention that, it will be very good. Why? Because if you work for some time and you left the organization and you have the bot, some production issue came in the middle, and this new developer who came, so he won't be able to understand. When he open the PDD, he won't be having those steps over there, and when he see the code, some additional steps are there. So in that case, he won't be able to do some changes, or some real-time issues will come. So that, or else some integrated related issues also will come. It will be better if you can document everything, whatever the client said. And so it is better, don't pick only a single process for feasibility and viability, viability and ROI related stuff. Why? Because if you have a huge pipeline, or if it is, at least if you have some pipeline, it better to pick that one. Why? Because if you are taking one process, and imagine in the middle, because of some other XYZ reasons, that process got in hold, whatever till now you have did, that will be wasted, and the cost also. So it will be better, don't pick a single process, go for the process which is having a pipeline. So similarly, we have some don'ts. What are those? So the first one, like most of the times, what as a developers at the technical team, we feel like is, whatever SME said, like that is 100%, we got everything, let's go and develop. So what will happen here? So after you develop some of the part, maybe some calculations or some of the screens, he might not be said that in the initial phase. When you develop, you realize that this is not there. What will happen when you again, you will go to him and asking for why this is not there. He said, okay, this scenario is not involved, and you can incorporate that to here. So what will happen again? You have to change your entire code logic and everything. So that will be very in the middle. If you're doing any changes, that will impact entire code. So never believe on SME, or never depend on SME. You perform your end-to-end process. Once you receive the PDD, once you receive the access as a developer, you do that. And before giving to the developer, you as a solution architect, you just check it out. So what is documented, all it is there or not. If something need to be added before going to the developer, so you work with BA and the business team and get those steps to be added in the document. And don't go for any assumptions. So if you are doing something and some pop-up came and you don't know what to do, usually you click on OK. So don't go for that. If it is if you're dealing with any banks or any other thing, maybe some if you're doing a small mistake, that will lead you to cost a very high. So don't go for any assumptions directly. You ask the client what need to be done for particular things, and anything you can ask to client which is related to process, because you don't know. And if you know the things only, you will be able to train the bot. So you should be very careful about those things. And so never pick a process which is going through the change we discussed about. So if the process, that if the process is going to change in next couple of months, or it is better to don't take that for automation. And never share any credentials or any documents, confidential documents, to any other team. So it will sometimes, what will happen, it will be having some sensitive data, and you are not supposed to share that. And so for example, so if you are only interacting with one application, consider if it is Excel, you have all the Excel related tasks need to be done. And don't go for directly for automation. You can tell them, you can write a macro for this, and you can use it for your process. So rather automating that. So, and yeah, sorry. Yeah. So as an overview, so what I can say, in the process identification. So solution architect is very important. Why? Because he is the person who decide this particular process can be automated or not. And so while picking the process, he'll be taking care of all these aspects, whatever I said, like business checklist and technical checklist, and what are the, how he work with the, BA, all these things. So he'll be taken care. And yeah, that's it from my side. And I would like to thank Nikhilesh Sathyavarapu. So Nikhil, thank you very much. So I mean, without you, this essay series and I won't be here. And I'm very much happy. And thanks for today's moderator, Kiran and Swami. Thanks Swami for that. And thank you very much, UiPath community, Rohit and Vibar. I was very glad to meet you both. And thank you very much, Bot Infinite, supporting me and Solution Architect entire series. Yeah, and we can go for Q&A session. Nikhil, over to you.
Yes. So thank you so much, Raju. So it's really wonderful session. So I really appreciate this session, and most of the queries are already answered. So we'll go to the queries. So before that, I would request everybody to RSVP for tomorrow's session. So tomorrow's session, you are asking SDT template, PDT template. So that will be entirely covered in tomorrow's session. So before going to the Q&A or you just going to share screen. Yes. So, so if you see, so tomorrow this is the session solution design and architecture. So we will completely cover talking about solution design, and we'll be completely talking about SDD document, creation of an SDD document. So we have another wonderful speaker for tomorrow. So please do register for tomorrow's session. So please, the registration link already I have given many times in the chat window. So please, this is the link. And next, so next, like we have some, we want to take some Q&A. So please, if you have any Q&A last. So what are the common documents or steps apart from PTTs where BA and SA collaborate and work combinedly in the process? So basically, there are many documentation. If you talk about documentation, there are many kind of documents. For example, PDD document, SDD document, as is process map, to be process map, run book, test cases, testing templates, handover documents, delivery documents. So this will be like a different from one part to the other, one process to other process, or one customer to the other company. We may differ these things. So there are many documentation and all the templates which are be available in the UiPath forum. You please check about the UiPath forum, so it will be available. So I guess most of the questions are already answered. So yeah, so Runbook is there and Hypercare is there. And thank you, Anil Gupti, Sivanarayan Swami, and Kiran Konreddy for the moderating the sessions and the VSP also. So before I jump into the things, so please do enter into the Mentimeter site. So hope everybody Raju give the Mentimeter site. I will give the code.
Yeah, just a minute.
Just give the Menti site. So I'm giving Menti code. You give the guys. Like yesterday, there is an issue with the. So there is an issue with the Menti.com. That is the reason we combined the Menti for today and tomorrow. I mean yesterday and tomorrow. So we will be picking 4 winners from today's session. So please stay. 7th, 8th, please stay for the even Anil is also available. So yesterday's speaker is available in front of Anil. Also will do 6489738. 6489737. The code is 6489737. So somebody can give the Minty link, please. Yeah, the code is 6489738. Okay, I'll try to give the Minty link also. So just mentimeter.com, nothing more than that. Guys, I request you to stay and do the Mentimeter sets. Thanks, Rajan and other people who are giving. Please make a session of sign off process. So, who are asking this sign off process, who are asking the about estimations, who are asking about the documentation, my YouTube channel link I will give. I will show you also. So, we have time. People are joining the Menti. Please join the Menti. I will show you some of the important videos which I already covered in my earlier series. I mean, we have done the series on. Raju, you can pause the recording, please.